Chapter 3: The Canyon of Lost Souls. The wind howled through the narrow pass, a mournful sound that carried with it the whispers of the dead. The frontier was a harsh, untamed land, but there were places even the bravest souls dared not venture. One such place was known only in hushed tones as the Canyon of Lost Souls. Nestled deep in the desert, its sheer rock walls were said to hold the secrets of countless travelers who had disappeared without a trace, lured by promises of gold, glory, or something more sinister. The campfire crackled, and old Hank's eyes gleamed as he began his tale, the flames casting long shadows across his weathered face. His voice lowered, drawing the listeners in closer as if the canyon itself might hear. "There are places out there," Hank said, "where the land don't take kindly to man's intrusion. Some say the Canyon of Lost Souls is one of those places, a cursed stretch of earth where folks go in but never come out. And that's where Marshall Ben Hayes found himself one fateful summer. Not by choice, mind you, but out of duty." The tale of Marshall Ben Hayes. Marshall Ben Hayes was a man of the law, tough as nails and known for his iron resolve. He had spent years riding the frontier, chasing down outlaws and keeping the peace in the small towns scattered across the vast desert. But nothing had prepared him for what awaited him in the Canyon of Lost Souls. It all began when a family of settlers, husband, wife, and 2 children, vanished while passing through the canyon. Rumors spread like wildfire. Some said they had found hidden treasure and disappeared to start a new life. Others whispered that the canyon had claimed them, just like so many before. The townsfolk begged Ben to lead a search party. Reluctantly, he agreed. Ben had always been a man of reason, not one to believe in ghost stories or curses. But the fear in the eyes of the missing family's friends was enough to push him into action. With a group of local men by his side, Ben set off toward the canyon. The journey was long and grueling, the sun beating down on them by day and the cold desert winds chilling them at night. But nothing could shake the sense of unease that clung to the men as they neared their destination. The canyon itself was a sight to behold, towering walls of red rock that seemed to swallow up the sky. The entrance yawned before them like the mouth of some ancient beast, waiting to devour whoever was foolish enough to step inside. Ben dismounted, his boots crunching against the dry, cracked earth as he surveyed the land. There were no signs of the missing family, but the canyon had a way of hiding things, both the living and the dead. "We'll split up," Ben instructed the men, his voice steady despite the growing tension. "Search every crevice, every trail. And keep your wits about you." As they ventured deeper into the canyon, strange things began to happen. The air grew thick, oppressive, as if something unseen was watching their every move. Shadows danced along the canyon walls, twisting and warping in the fading light. The wind carried with it faint whispers, voices that didn't belong to any of the living men. One of the search party men, a nervous ranch hand named Eli, swore he saw flickering lights deep within the canyon, like lanterns being carried by invisible hands. His panic grew with every step, and despite Ben's reassurances, the eerie atmosphere was taking its toll on the group. The deeper they went, the stranger things became. Unexplained sounds echoed through the narrow passageways, clinking metal, distant cries, the rhythmic thud of horses' hooves. The men became jumpy, muttering prayers under their breath, clutching their rifles tightly. But Marshall Ben Hayes was different. He didn't let the fear get to him. His connection to the land, to the rhythms of nature, gave him an edge. He could feel the canyon's history beneath his boots, the weight of something terrible that had happened there long ago. He followed that instinct, leading the men toward the heart of the canyon, where he knew they would find the truth. The unveiling of the canyon's curse. As night fell, the group set up camp in a narrow clearing. The men gathered around a small fire, their faces pale in the flickering light. Ben sat apart from them, staring out into the darkness, his senses alert. He could feel it, the presence of something just beyond the firelight. Watching. Waiting. That night, Ben had a dream. Or was it a vision? He saw the canyon as it had been many years before, a battlefield. Men fighting, their faces contorted in rage and fear, their guns blazing in the chaos. But this wasn't a battle for land or gold. It was a massacre. An innocent village, caught in the crossfire of a land dispute, wiped out by a group of renegades looking to claim the canyon for themselves. The bodies were buried beneath the earth, forgotten by history, but their souls had never found peace. When Ben awoke, the vision still clung to him like a shadow. He knew what had to be done. The canyon wasn't cursed by chance. It was haunted by the souls of those who had been wronged, their spirits trapped in an endless cycle of torment, luring in the living in search of justice. The next day, Ben led the group deeper into the canyon, following the strange lights that Eli had seen the night before. At the heart of the canyon, they found it a hidden burial ground. The remains of men, women, and children, their bones scattered beneath the dirt, as if the earth itself had rejected their presence. It was then that Ben understood. The missing family hadn't vanished, they had been taken by the spirits, drawn into the canyon by the same force that had claimed so many others. And now, the spirits